YouTube, what it do? Global Ceezy back in, you feel me? Today, I'm gonna speak on the topic, Japanese people are afraid of me and every other black person out here. I done been here long enough, so I finally can make this video. I feel like I done broke it down to a pretty understandable level now. Because at first it was confusing as hell. You know, like why the fuck is everyone scared of me? Why is people acting like this every time you feel me? But I done figured it out. Alright, so being in Japan as a black person, no matter how you look, no matter how strong you are, tall you are, big you are, you're gonna get the same weird energy every day. And don't get me wrong, there are cool Japanese people that love you, that stare at you, that smile at you. There's women that'll approach you, talk to you first, show you love first. But the average person out here that you're coming in contact with every day, they're most likely scared of you. In most of Asia, yeah, they're scared of black people. People say it's because of the news, it's because of Asian hate in America, and that's not even true. You feel me? That's not even true. It's just an inherent, like, instinct thing. They're literally genuinely afraid of black people, black skin, black energy. And it's not just fear, like, that's the easy thing to say. I'm gonna break it down on a real level. I'm gonna break it down to you how this shit works. So being in Japan, first of all, as a black person, no one really relates to you genuinely. Like, even if you speak the language a little bit, these people genuinely don't relate to you. They're pretty closed-minded. They're pretty like in their own head. Just being around here, you're pretty much an outcast. You're not gonna face no like hateful energy. You're just gonna sense that everyone keeps their distance from you. They don't really wanna mix in with you. A lot of them will fake it. Like the culture here in Japan is to like fake being nice, fake smile, fake act like energetic, which is cool because they try to make you feel a little comfortable. But if you just pay attention and you just look at them, it's pretty easy to see that they're very uncomfortable around you. They're like extremely uncomfortable to the point where a lot of them look like they're literally about to cry just when you talk to them, when you approach them. Literally look like they're about to just have an anxiety attack and start crying on a simple interaction. Like you ask them where something is in the grocery store and you'll think it's a language barrier, but that could be true. Like a lot of things is going through their head because they don't know like what you're saying. They don't know how to respond. But energetically, it's deeper than just language. It's deeper than just physical touch. Bro, as a black person, your spirit makes them scared, you know? And I figured it out. They're scared that the fact that black people aren't scared of anything. They're scared how we walk around with so much confidence. They're afraid how like straight up and honest we are. If you know anything about the Japanese culture, honesty is disrespect. Being yourself and being a natural human is disrespect. Not like disrespect as far as people take it offensive. It more like shakes the room. People here genuinely don't understand why you're being yourself so much, you know? Why you walk around a certain way, why you talk with so much bass in your voice, why you walk with your head straight up like this. If you come to Japan, you'll quickly notice that people don't look you in the eye. They'll walk by you, they'll be staring at you, but they're not looking at you in your eye. You know, I compared it to like when a man is talking to a woman with big breasts. You're trying to look her in the eye, you're trying to talk to her, but your whole energy is focused on her tits, you know? That's how the Japanese people will be. Their whole energy is staring at you, their whole energy is focused on you, but they're trying not to look. But they're like looking through the peripheral vision. So they're very non-confrontational. They're not very straight up. One thing that annoys me a lot about being here that like makes me feel very uncomfortable, like you'll just walk up to someone, they'll literally be retreating. Like you'll be walking up talking to them respectfully, and they'll literally be retreating like you're about to body slam them or just like choke slam them or some shit. Some guys do this, you know, but a lot of women do this, especially like in the stores, especially when you ask them for some directions or just trying to like start a little conversation. They'll literally be retreating and stuff. It's not even a conscious thing that they do. It's just like a subconscious thing. They'll be retreating, they'll be quick as fuck. It's like they're in fight or flight mode. It's like they're literally about to just run for the hills. It's like they can't really handle the energy that a black person possesses. I've been in Asia for over a year now, all around Asia. And Japan is the craziest I've ever experienced as far as being afraid of black people, being ignorant about black people. It's not really hard to tell that they're terrified of you. They'll be smiling, they'll do a little laugh like but you can like literally look in their eye, you can just feel their whole energy is like afraid of you, you know? You can smell fear. And it's like sometimes it's annoying because you feel like you gotta walk around on tippy toes and it still doesn't work. So it's easier to just keep your distance. That's what they do to you, so like it's easier to just keep your distance. But I don't think Japan's gonna change anytime soon as far as that. And what I noticed, the younger kids, like maybe under 18, 17, 16, 15, they'll be more cool with you as a black person. Like they'll smile with you, they're not really afraid of you. It's usually like the older ones, 20s and up, you know, and it's probably because like they've been antisocial for so long. Japan is an antisocial culture. People use like a fake voice, you know, like when your mom's yelling at you and then she answers the phone, hello, you know? That's the voice people use all day here. Quiet, shy. Being shy is like cool here. Being shy and being scared is like respect. That's respectful out here. Being shy and acting scared of everyone, that's their form of respect. You'll notice people walk around like this, people hunch their shoulders around, you know, people eat like this. So the whole body language of Japan is just like scared, in your own skin. A lot of them genuinely feel inferior to blacks. A lot of them will say they're jealous about how we express ourselves so much, about how we just open and like approach people and are friendly. And friendly as far as like, we're not afraid to like socialize, we're not afraid to speak our mind. We're not afraid to go approach someone. In Japan, that doesn't exist, you know? But I noticed like some people will be overly extroverted. Like you approaching a group of girls. One of them will be overly extroverted, one of them will be excited to talk to you, and then the other two will just look like, oh my God, what the hell is going on right now? Get this guy away from us as quick as possible, you know? So that's the energy in Japan. So if you're a solo traveler like me, I'm always alone. It could be pretty weird because girls out here don't be alone. A lot of girls be in groups and one of them will be overly extroverted, trying to talk to you, want to do everything, but then the energy their friends give off is just like, we don't like blacks, you know? It's like in America, a homeless person on the street. A lot of people don't like homeless people. Like you'll walk by them, but if they ever try to talk to you, touch you, that's when your true colors will show. So it's like a human nature thing. You got to break that. Like when I see homeless people, I always talk to them. They got good conversation. They always got something important to tell you, but the majority of the world just looks down upon it. But yeah, the culture in Japan is subservient, people-pleasing, you know? Even when they do that with you, like customer service and stuff, you can just see the fear in their eyes still, like there's a million things running through their brain. And I know this about Asian people because I've lived in Asia for a while. Like, when you're talking to them, they're not really processing that. They're like in survival mode, like their mind's racing, you know? They're not really like you can see them gulping. You can see them like looking away. You can see them looking for an escape. You can see them like just anxious as hell, trying to end the conversation as soon as possible, you know? But don't get me wrong, some of them will be friendly. Some of them will be like overly pleased to talk to you, to help you out. But majority of the time, you catch them off guard. Like the biggest thing is when they look up and just see you're black. Like, oh my, that'd be the most awkward part because you see them already. You're walking, whatever. Like just now in the grocery store, I'm walking. She looks up, she sees I'm black. Right away, her eyes go like, you know? So that's the normal thing. And I know it's the culture, like eye contact is not respectful or whatever. But when you're black, they're literally terrified to make eye contact with you. They'll literally be serving your food, but looking this way like that, bro. You feel me? And you'll catch them in the corner staring at you. And then they'll look away fast as hell. Compared to like the Philippines, they want you to know that they're staring at you and they won't stop. So it's pretty different. Like Philippines, India, those places, they'll stare at you till you're dead. Here it's like, they literally want to be invisible to you. And one thing that someone in my comments told me the other day, he said he lived in Japan for 20 years. Everything's so perfect, everything's so respectful, you know? And he never understood why he never felt comfortable here until he realized American culture and Latino culture, they operate on a human natural, which means like they do it natural instincts. They act like natural humans. They express themselves naturally. They treat each other naturally like a human would. In Japan, that don't exist, you know? Freedom don't exist here as far as like being yourself, saying what you want, speaking your mind. A voice don't exist here as far as like speaking up for yourself if something happens to you, speaking up for yourself when you see something wrong. And change don't exist here as well as far as like people being stuck in the brainwash mentality forever, passing it down. You know, change don't exist here, so you can't really change anything. Like some people, okay, they will date black guys and stuff, they will have black friends, but a lot of them would just rather stick to what's normal, you know? So change is not really a thing to look forward to in Japan. Most people don't want to change. Most people will never change. Most people probably die the same. But he was telling me in Japan, a human natural don't exist. Nobody acts like their real self until they go home in their bedroom. When you come outside every day, you gotta put on this personality, you gotta put on this fake voice, you gotta walk with respect, you gotta avoid people like you walking by someone, they squeeze themselves in the corner, and it makes you feel kind of uncomfortable as a Westerner. Cause like, you're like, damn, why is everyone avoiding you? But it's kind of like different here. And as you can see in my live the other night with the white guy, he just looked at me. He was like, damn, somebody just really came up to me, recognized me, kicked it with me like this. And then he just broke down crying because like he's been here for 5 years. That's never happened. He's usually trying to like force himself and fit in with Japanese people, and they just avoid him, walk away from him, look at him like he got 4 heads. That's the culture here. They'll just look at you, laugh, or walk away from you, or ignore you, or just like be afraid of you, or just talk about you in your face in their language if they're in a group, you know? So when he seen me, he just started crying like, damn, bro, I need this. This is the energy I needed. And that's how it feels out here. I only been here for probably less than a month, less than 3 weeks in total. Been to 3 cities, and it's like, damn, bro. Every time I meet a foreigner, a Westerner, I just feel so like relieved, because it's like, I needed this, bro. I needed some regular human interaction. I don't say it, but it's like deep down in my heart, I feel like, damn, bro, it's refreshing. You feel like a beast taking up too much space. It's kind of like a sumo wrestler. Like everyone just moves out your way. Everyone just avoids eye contact with you. You sit down next to someone and you can just feel fear radiating in the air. You can just feel like your energy's too high. You sit down at a restaurant, everyone next to you, it just feels like you're doing too much, but you're literally just sitting there vibrating, breathing, and that's too much for them, you know? That's too much for them to handle. And literally, you could just feel fear, and you could just feel thoughts racing through their mind. Like everywhere you go, you enter somewhere, you sit down, you can just count on everybody to get up and leave soon. Everybody will just get up and leave soon, you know? And sometimes when you talk to some girls, especially like the younger ones, they'll just burst out laughing. Like you don't even have to be saying anything, you don't have to be doing anything, you can just be chilling. And they'll just look at you, they just keep looking at you, and they'll just burst out laughing their heart out, you know? Like they're uncontrollably laughing. You're not being funny, you're not doing anything, you're just chilling in your own energy. But that's weird to them, you know? How confident you are in your own energy, how you're being straightforward in your energy and stuff, how you're not afraid of the world. They don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to like perceive that. Sometimes they'll just burst out laughing and uncontrollably. And obviously they like it, but it's like sometimes you're just trying to be a regular person, and they can't really handle that. They don't know how to act around that. Obviously, like, we know women, if you can make a woman laugh and giggle, that means you can make that woo, you feel me? But hey, not even like on that, but that's their way of flirting, I guess. That's their way of like saying I like you, but it's pretty hard to communicate with that. It's pretty hard to like vibe with that. That's another thing. So even if the girls do like you, sometimes it's very hard to vibe with them. It's very hard to like understand each other and relate. Sometimes I'll see it, like I'll see a foreigner with a beautiful Japanese girl, and you can just tell they don't relate to each other at all. Like maybe they had sex and the girl's just so attached, and then the dude's just like, how the hell do I relate to this girl besides sex? I seen that yesterday eating at this restaurant I'm about to go to right now. The whole time I'm sitting there, she's playing with this dude's face. She's like acting like he's so cute, and then the dude's just like, what the hell? That's also how I feel. Like sometimes you'll be interacting with a woman and it's just like, why am I doing this? I can't relate. There's nothing to talk about. Our energies are so different. A lot of them are mad soft. My energy's kind of rugged and straight up. It don't mesh. Besides looks, it don't mesh, and it ends up being like kind of superficial. That's the reason why a lot of dudes out here don't get women. And it's not hard to get a woman out here. It's just like the language barrier and the relatability-ness. You genuinely can't relate. Women are easily approachable, but it's just that relatability factor. Sometimes you just think like, what am I doing? As far as like attitudes and stuff, sometimes you will see that they're like disgusted by you, disgusted by your freedom, disgusted by how you like carry yourself, disgusted by how like you take up your space in the world. They'll be disgusted that you don't like hunch over, and you can see it. Sometimes they'll roll their eyes. Sometimes people just want you out of their presence. And this is stuff that you'll face if you live here. If you're on vacation, you won't really care. When I meet people that live here, they're always telling me some bad, just venting, you know? I'll be like, bro, it's safe here. It's not that bad, you feel me? People are cool, they just mind their business. But when you live here, you can just notice all them energies. All day, 24/7. That's just what you feel when you live here. It's not something you can ignore for a long time. Hi. Like that, bro. They just keep looking at you, smiling, and when you say hi, they're just too scared. But it's cool, like, Japan, cool. But if you black and you come here expecting to just mix in with locals, you can. Like Osaka, it was easy, you know? but you can still sense that they're scared of you. Like, a lot of them will put up with you, tolerate you, but they're literally terrified of you, bro. Here, they genuinely lack a basic understanding of the outside world, like outside of Japan. And that's why a lot of people say they brainwash. A lot of people say it's autistic vibes here. I won't go to the extent to say that, but I won't go to the extent to say that, but you can see it. Once you come here, you'll see it. You'll just be like, damn, bro, this is hard. You know, you won't have a social life here. It's very hard, bro. Like, it might sound like an easy little fix. It might sound like something that don't matter, like something to ignore, but at times you'd be like, God damn, bro. I feel like that movie with Will Smith when he's just walking around and everyone's dead and he's the last man on earth. That's how it'll feel here, bro. Like, they genuinely don't understand the outside world. They don't want to. They're scared to. But there are some pretty nice people here. You can have some little fun, small experiences, you know, fun interactions, but not often. But shout out to Japan. That's me breaking it down. Finally garnered up like what they're thinking. Finally like broke it down a little bit, you know? That's my explanation on why Japanese people are afraid of me. It was kind of confusing for a while. I thought it was just me because there's a lot of black people here. I thought, damn, how they living here, and it's weird for me. But the more I've been out here, the more I've connected with people online, the more I've went viral. I'm hearing other people's experiences. People literally have that existential crisis. They don't know who they are being out here. A lot of people compare Japan to hell, you feel me? A lot of people like lose themselves out here, just lose sense of the real world, you know, because this is a whole different world. But come to Japan, see it for yourself, like I always say. Don't just listen to me. Everybody looking at me because I'm recording today. But come to Japan, see it for yourself. Global Ceezy, we out. Bow.
Take a little step into my world. I'm not just anybody. Can't have no friends around me. Like, who the fuck now can I trust?